Yellow, fellow people, and today I'll be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class Scraphook. So, before we take a look at this figure, let's take a look at the packaging. So, you can see it's the new Legacy Evolution packaging with the vehicle mode art on the front, so the character art on the side with a close-up, and half of the box art. And if you look at the back, you can see some product shots as well as his Evo Fusion gimmick, which is compatible with Hotshot. I don't have that figure. What the frick? And you can see this QR code on top, so scan it, be right back. Okay, so surprisingly, the lighting effect isn't that weird. Anyways, so he's almost a tow truck, he's a bruiser, he's from the G1 universe, and he's a Junkion. And he has dual phaser blasters, which can launch impulses of EM energy, which disables nearby technology. And he's among the most rugged Junkions, and his fearlessness in the face of danger and imposing physique make him a powerful ally. And he fuses to other Transformers as indestructible Junkion armor, and combines with other Junkions to form powerful Junkion combiners. And he has 8 in strength, 5 in intelligence, 3 in speed, and 7 in firepower. So, taking a look at the figure in robot mode, and the painting and sculpting on this figure is really great. So what I find pretty funny is how most of this figure is painted. Like the chest, shoulders, head, and backpack are painted, as well as the legs. Strange. Anyways, other than that, there's a lot of great sculpting and detailing, as you can see right there. And I really like that head sculpt. It looks really cool. I like how he has an eye patch, as well as some facial hair. Pretty cool. And what I find pretty funny is how there's some faux parts. Strange. Anyways, so yeah, there's not much to say. And I like how they painted the spikes. Pretty cool. Anyways, so let's move on to his accessories now, shall we? He comes with 7. So, he comes with the spiked wheel, comes with the dual phaser blasters I meant, comes with the winch as well as the hook for it, and these 2 exhaust pipes. So, starting off with the winch and hook, I really like the hook accessory. It looks like it's made of scrap, which explains his name, Scraphook. And you can just plug this over here onto the winch, and you can place this on his wrist, like so. That's simple enough. As for the wheel, it's sculpted pretty nicely. I kind of wish it was painted because it looks boring unpainted. And you can also plug this onto the other arm, like so. And then we move on to the dual phaser blasters. They're sculpted pretty nicely, and I like how there's some painting on them, though for some reason one is paler than the other. And you can just plug these onto his hands, or if you don't like them enough, come on, plug on. Or if you don't like them enough, you can just plug them onto his shins, since they'll become the engine block, which honestly is a pretty cool idea. And are they Blush compatible? I don't think so. I actually doubt they're Blush compatible, but just because, let me test it out. Okay then, so bringing in this tip, no it is not. I knew it. And honestly, it's not really that surprising, though it would be a cool idea. Anyways, so plugging this back on, and moving on, let's move on to his exhaust pipes. Now, are these actually Blush compatible? Well, reality is often disappointing, sadly no. Yeah. Strange how this figure is not entirely Blush compatible when the rest of the figures are. Anyways, you can plug these onto his shoulders, like so. But what I usually like to do is I usually like to place them on the back, so they could act like smokestacks for both the robot mode and the truck mode. Yeah, it's a pretty cool idea I got. That someone else probably had as well. Anyways, so yeah. Moving on to my problems with the figure. It's mostly that the figure's painted, but seeing as how he's a Junkion, that doesn't really seem like a problem. And as well as how his arm is defective. Not really, you can see that this arm is warped. Like seriously, you can actually see it. And when you're going to transform him, it's gonna pop off, which is honestly ridiculously annoying. Anyways, so let's move on to visibility now, shall we? He has a swivel at the head, and because it's on a mushroom pig freaking wimp. I can't believe I actually said that. Anyways, full 360 of the arms. His arms can spread out that far, but they're limited due to how he has shoulder pylons. He has some bicep swivel as well as a double hinge at the elbow and a wrist swivel due to his transformation. Does he have a waist swivel? Well, let's see. Let's wait and see. Yep, he does. He can kick that far and back that far. He has a lower thigh swivel and a 90-degree elbow bend. Wait, what? Knee bend. And he can do it forwards at the toe if you remove his engine block, as well as an ankle pivot and a backwards pivot. Wait, what? And a backwards bend. Pretty cool. Anyways, can he do a split? Is the real question. And yep, yes he can. That's cool. Anyways, so that's basically all of his posability. Let's move on to the size comparisons now. Shall we? Shall we? Shall we now? Here we have compared next to the Piggy Duo, as you can see right there. Here we have compared next to Battle Class Shockwave. Here we have compared next to Core Class Grimlock. I have Grimlock, but not the other Dinobots, so don't expect reviews on those two as well. Anyways, here we have compared next to Buzzworthy Jazz, as well as another weaponizer, Kingdom Slammer. I'll explain later. And here we have compared next to another Junkion. It's, you know him, Wreck-Gar. Yeah. And in terms of coloring, they don't really stand out. And in terms of design, yeah, they really stand out. And I find it pretty funny how they're trying to stay true to that Junkion name by making his design unique. But anyways, let's move on to his transformation now, shall we? So, unlike other weaponizers, you don't actually have to take them apart to transform them. Anyways, so rotate the feet down, slide them in there, like so, and tab them together. Rotate the waist, untab the doors, untab the arms from the head, then you rotate the head inside, and then you can just fold this down, and then you bring in the end like that, and you tab these doors onto the thighs like so, and then we move on to the back. So rotate this part at an angle, then you can also take out this wheel, rotate the arm, fold the hand, rotate the hand as well, and you just tab that in. Well, not entirely, because we still have to transform it. You do the same steps on the other side. Rotate this winch, and then you can just bring that in and make sure you fix some mistakes that you made. Oh freaking yep, that's what I mean. It has a tendency to pop off. Anyways, then you can just tab the chest onto this back tab, which I know that's kind of a weird placement, but okay. Then as well as tab the doors into the back as well. And there you have them. Oh wait, and you can just rotate these exhaust pipes like this, and here we have them in his tow truck mode. And the overall tow truck mode is really great. So the painting and sculpting is great, and I like how it somewhat has the vibes of a Mad Max-esque tow truck. It's really cool. Also, you can place this wheel over here and the port over here. I forgot to mention that. And yeah, this just completes the look, and it does not look that bad. So I for some reason forgot to mention this, but there are alternatives to where you can place the exhaust pipes. So not only can you place them on the back, like I showed earlier, but you can also place them like smokestacks, as shown earlier as well. And another thing is, you can place them on the wheels, and they won't actually roll with it, considering it's actually the tires that are a separate piece. The rims are not actually part of the wheel, which is pretty cool. And it somewhat reminds me of another figure, and it's Holler, because you can see that the tires are also separate pieces from the actual rim itself, And that's mostly due to its transformation. That's honestly a really cool idea. So yeah, not much else to say about the truck mode. Does it roll fairly well? Well, yeah. And I actually like the weapon storage for it. The fact that the winch and hook become somewhat of the winch for the tow truck. This becomes somewhat of a spare tire, and these can become either smokestacks or exhaust pipes, and these can become the engine block. It's really cool. And even without all of these accessories, he still looks great without them. Pretty cool. And I like how there's some asymmetry with the front of the truck, as you can clearly tell. And yeah, this is a really cool looking truck mode regardless. So let's move on to size comparisons now, shall we? Here I am comparing next to the Peaky Duo, as you can see right there. Here I am comparing next to about class Shockwave. Oh frick. As you can see right there. Here I am comparing next to 4 class Grimlock. This is a weird comparison. And here I am comparing next to Kingdom Flamer, as well as 86 Wreck Car. And yeah, not a really great comparison considering this is a large motorcycle, but okay. Okay. Anyways, so this figure, like I said earlier, is supposed to be a weaponizer. So basically what you can do is you just take them apart. Just take this apart. Okay, I'm just showing you how it goes. Anyways. And there we go. Here is all of the pieces taken out. And yeah, what you can basically do with these pieces is you can place them onto other figures. So demonstrating Jazz here because he works better. So basically what you can do is these pieces, plug this over here, as well as the other side, and then you can just plug this onto here, as well as this, and then we move on to the legs. So you just do this, bring out that peg, plug that onto there, same steps on the other side. And then we move on to these pieces. So then you can just plug this onto here like this. And I'm not sure what you can do with these, so I just like to plug these onto the truck. And you just plug this over here. Or just bring it in like that. And there we have him onto Jazz, plugged onto Jazz. I don't have a hotshot, so that's why I'm using Jazz. He works better. Anyway, so yeah, it doesn't really look that bad. I don't really like how this thing is just useless. Like seriously, you could have at least integrated it in some sort of way. Anyways, so let's just compare them to next to another weaponizer. Be right back. So here I am comparing next to Slammer's armor, as you can clearly see. So if I were to choose between these two, I would kind of pick Slammer, because you won't lose this torso. Yeah. That's my only problem with the actual armor itself. It's just that they don't use the torso. Also, I specifically chose Ironhide because for some reason my headcanon would be that Ironhide became Scraphook after the events of the 86 movie. Anyways, so yeah, my final thoughts on this figure, he's really good. So I really liked the robot mode. The transformation was not that bad, and I really love the tow truck mode. It's really good. And the armor, it is actually not that bad, though I kind of wish they used the torso in some sort of way. So yeah, this is basically it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.